Hey, hi everyone. I'm going to work on an instrument, a MIDI controller, but which is touchless or which is wireless. Imagine working on music without touching anything, just by moving your hand in the air. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make or to build a gesture-controlled musical instrument, and I will use a few items. I'm going to show them to you on my screen. Let me try to change the camera so that you will see exactly what I'm working with. Okay, just a minute. So what I'm working with is here. I'm working with an ultrasonic sensor. I'm using a Raspberry Pico W2. This is like the heart of my MIDI controller, which I'm working on. Then I will also use, this one is a potentiometer. I will use it also to control the music. But also for this same demonstration, I will also use this. This is a simple buzzer which I will just put so that we can hear the sound. Um, I'm having something else on my table here. This is an Arduino Uno. I will use this, but only to get power because this one has a 5 volt and the heart of my MIDI is not having 5 volt. It actually has only three. So I will use this only for power to get it into here. And that is generally what I will do for uh, my my illustration of today. The concept is very simple. At the core of this project is the idea of translating physical movement into musical data. Uh, we use the ultrasonic sensor to measure the distance. The ultrasonic sensor I just showed you. It measures the distance between my hand and the device, and then it interprets that. Uh, it is interpreted by the microcontroller, which is the Pico that I showed you, and I said it is the heart of my MIDI instrument, and then it decides to play the notes. At the same time, the potentiometer, what I'm going to use it for is to change through the notes. For it, I will turn it physically so that it changes from one note to another. And for this illustration, what I have done is actually to use the pentatonic scale of 5 notes. Okay, so that's generally how it is going to work. And I'm now going to explain how um, how my wiring is going to be. For now, I'm going to again change my camera, and then I will show you how the wiring is going to be. So this is how it is right now. So how I'm going to do it, I have this ultrasonic sensor. Ultrasonic sensor has 4 pins. And so the trig pin will go to number 9, which is here. And then I will have the echo pin go to number 10, which is this one here. So from here it goes to number 10, and generally that is how it is. And then we also have the ground, and then we have this other one which goes to the positive, which is the 5 volt. The VCC goes to VCC goes to the 5 volt. Then we have GND, which is ground, and it goes to ground on the ultrasonic sensor. And that's how this one is connected to the breadboard. The breadboard, which is this big white one, has so many pins. And so what I did is get this Pico because it has so many pins, and I plugged it into it, and I can now use the lines with which the pins are connected to connect my instrument. I mean my other items. Then when we talk about the potentiometer is connected in this way. One side goes to the 3 volt, which 3 volt is here. The other to ground. That is the one with this one, which is going to the blue one here. And this white one, which is continuing to this line of blue, which is negative. And then we also have the middle one. The middle pin is connected to the pin 26 here, so that it can also be able to get its positive. Yeah, so that's generally how they are connected. And then finally, I can connect the power, because when I connect the power, I am just getting 5V and then ground from this. And so I can put this in 5V, and then I put this in ground and make sure that they are connected properly. For the illustration of the sound, I'm going to now get the buzzer, which I told you about, and I connect it also. I'll be able to connect it from here. So for it, according to the code which I had made, I'm putting it in pin 6 and also in the negative here. And you can hear the sound. I don't know if you hear the sound right now, but the buzzer is actually making the sound. Yeah, I hope you can hear the sound. And then the sound can also change if I come close or go away. When I go away, it stops. When I bring my hand close, it sounds. When I remove, it keeps quiet. I put my hand, it works. And then I can now use the potentiometer to change the pitch. Yeah, I hope you can hear the sound. Okay, so I'm going to remove the buzzer for now, so that we can proceed. Yeah, that's how the wiring generally is working. And after I have done that, I'm now going to to explain how I made the code that I put in the heart of my MIDI, which is the pico, so that it can be able to read those notes. And so I'm going to share my screen right now, and I put I'm using Arduino IDE for coding, but you can also use other platforms like VS Code or any other that is easier for you. So this is the one that I'm using right now. I hope you can see my screen. So how is this all connected? We start by, writing their tiny USB library, which allows Pico to act as a USB MIDI device. So it will act as a USB MIDI device. Then we define the pins to match the wiring, which I've just been showing you around. And that is why we are having these pins that I have put here to show you how exactly it is being wired. And then after that, then we set up the musical scale. The musical scale is, those notes that I have put the numbers, these that I have put here, these numbers. And then we also put the frequencies so that, we know exactly where we are starting from and where we are ending. It is very important. Then inside the main loop, the Pico sends a pulse from the trigger pin and then listens to the echo from the time it takes to the sound for the sound to return, and so we calculate the distance. Generally, that's what we are talking about. Now comes in, then we have to determine the distances, and that is where we go to, the distance, and determine the distance that you need to use to be far or close to the pico, and that is how the whole code works. Uh, if you are interested in the code, you can still go back and watch the video and just take it slow, but that's how the code is. Yeah, so after that, now, because after that I load the code on the Pico, then after loading the code on this Pico, and the connection is as I have told you, then I will use the USB-C to connect to my laptop and open Logic Pro. And when I open Logic Pro, it should be able to pick up the MIDI. Yeah, let me share my screen and I put Logic, and you will be able to also hear the sound from Logic. So right now, I have connected. Yeah, now you can hear the sound from Logic, and you can also see the volume coming up. If I change, you will be able to hear the notes sounding from Logic, and all I'm doing is just bring my hand close to the ultrasonic sensor, and I can change to different instruments. Even if I change it to like studio strings, maybe I put violin. Yeah. Yeah, let me just change. I'm going to put to change the camera view here so that you can look at what I'm doing and also be able to, yeah, yeah. And I can also record. I can now record the music. I can even just do the MIDI recording, and I start recording. Then I bring my hand close. Yeah. Yeah, let me mute. And that is it. You've just seen how you can actually build a gesture controlled MIDI controller. This project really shows how electronics, programming, and music can come together in really a very creative way. Thank you so much.